In this video, we're looking at how we can add fields that are missing from our initial scope into the various tables or objects that we need to do. So, we're just looking at product initial setup. We're deciding, we've got a base set of data that we want to set up in the PIM. So we need to decide on, what those initial field values are, their types, their data types, labels, so that we can import them into the PIM if they're not there. So various things. So in my example, what I can see is I want to add these two descriptions so I can start to look at SEO details going forward, but I don't have these fields described in any way in the PIM. Equally, I do have a pick list already for Google categories, but from the taxonomy that Google uses, I don't have those. So I want to add those to a pick list just so you can see. So how we do this is basically we go to the PIM, go to the product section. Now, this is only for people who have permissions. So it's either going to be the administrator of the system themselves or people with those permissions. But this is, where actually additional fields are added in the back end. So we go to the object definition, we go to the fields, and what we can see is, data types, the integration points, which, if we're integrating with other systems, this is what those integration mappings will use. We've got lots of permission things, but effectively, what label are we going to give it? What data type is it going to be? So in my example, I want to add an SEO title. I just want that to be text. I want to be an SEO description, which I want it quite a lot of text area to do it. So to achieve this, I just create new field. In this instance, it's going to be a text field. You can see there are lots of other data types, but we're going to keep this quite simple. I'm going to give it a title, SEO title. I don't want to give it any default size, length, or whatever. So this is where you can say this needs to be 100 characters long or whatever. I just want to leave it as a default text file. I'm not going to put any mask there, so I could say, here's an input mask, so it's got to be entered in this value. It could have a default value, but in this instance, it's just a free text field going in. Then, obviously, this is a modern system, so I might want to track all of the changes that anyone makes as a historical record, which you can see in the audit trail, in the system values, and I've got some other properties here that I do. This is very important, so we have a convention of that, taking basically, but this is the integration name that's going to be used if you're integrating to, say, an e-commerce platform or whatever when we pass this value, and then we just save it. The next element is, do I want to add it to any pages? At this stage, I don't. I just want to do that, myself in the page design section. And do I want to add it to any views or portal pages? In this instance, I've chosen not to. So I'm just going to save that, and the field now exists. So if I just go down, my field has been generated. So now I can immediately start using it as SEO title. So next one I'm just going to do is just add, an SEO description. So we can see this. So we're going to do the same exercise. Fields, new field. It's a text area in this instance. Call it SEO description. It's got, some parameters set. It's prompting me for a integration name. I do want to track any changes made. And equally, I don't want to add it to any pages whatsoever, or any views, or any pages.